Hello, Tim Ray here, one of the two bald mortgage guys over here at Premier Choice Mortgage, and I want to talk a little bit about our process. And I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on each of these. There is an area here where you can click and get download a copy of this so that you can just see it. But I did want to just briefly touch on a few things. Now, obviously the first step is application. We need to get your application and pull your credit and take a look at where you're at, and that's certainly what will happen first. Secondly is going to be what we call our 3 E's. We have a video about that if you want to get more info, but the bottom line is it's educate, evaluate, eliminate. Okay, I won't go into more details than that. Watch the video. Then we're going to go through disclosures, have you sign all your disclosures and get your documentation. That may be bank statements, it may be income documentation. Obviously all those kind of things. We'll go through that process next. Fourthly is going to be locking your loan. Locking your loan can really happen in so many various time frames. It just depends on what rates are doing. If rates are falling, we're obviously not going to suggest you lock. Let them keep going down. We watch your rate like crazy, and just know, again, something we always hear from clients when they come from another lender is, they promised them one rate and they gave them another. That has never once in our history happened here, even to our detriment. If for whatever reason a loan did not get locked, if rates went up, that's our problem. We pay for that. We lose money at that. That's happened before. Never, never, never would I go back to a client and not give them the rate that we told them they were getting locked at. So anyways, but that rate lock can happen through various times, just depending on what rates are doing. Then we're going to package that loan, give it to Brian, our processor, and he's going to send it into the lender for them to underwrite it. And that time frame wise, it just depends on lenders and what's going on in the market and how busy they are. So time frames can be completely different. Now, at this point, the appraisal will probably get ordered. I say probably again because the appraisal is one of those things that we'll order depending on when you want it ordered. Sometimes people want it ordered later in the process, sometimes earlier. But about this time when we send it into the lender, we'll typically have the lender order the appraisal. We can no longer order the appraisal ourselves. We literally have no control over the appraisal process. Don't even know who does the appraisal until we get the appraisal. It's something the lender completely handles. Once that loan is sent to the lender, they're going to give us conditions back. We're going to go through those conditions. That's really where our advocating kicks in for you. It happens throughout the process, but it's heavy at that point where we're sometimes arguing with the lender to say, no, you don't need that, and here's why. We certainly don't always win that argument, but we fight for it at all costs. And obviously when we get those conditions, anything that we do need to get from you, we'll contact you and say, hey, we need you to send us whatever, and we'll get that back into the lender. Once we get all that done, the next step, I don't even know what number that is anymore, but whatever number it is, the next step is to get a clear to close from that lender so that we can close your loan. Once we have that clear to close, we'll get documents pulled for the title company. The title company will prepare your documents, and then we can go close your loan. And then depending on whether you're a purchase or a refinance, we'll watch for the funding either the day of closing or 3 days after based on your right of rescission if it's a refinance. So that is a quick summary of the process as a whole. It's not unique to us. Every loan goes through that process. What is unique to us is how we walk you through that process. So we look forward to doing that and making it as smooth and understandable as possible. And welcome once again to the Premier experience.